Good morning. Okay, so I am going to do a little bit of a tour of my garden area. So right when I come out my back door, here's my back door here, I have mint. It smells so good, so good. So in the summer months, I will plant vegetables like peas or tomatoes right in the middle there. This summer in these two, actually the three planters here, I did peppers. They did great. So I'm doing kind of a cover crop for the fall, and this is, I have it covered up so the birds wouldn't get to it, but it is microgreens, and I can come out and pick some and put in my salad. It works really well. Yesterday I planted up the pansies and violas. I have rosemary here, and I put some pansies and violas in here for the winter. In this pot here, this summer I did eggplant and it worked out amazing. But right now I have more, I have a purple cauliflower in there, and I think that's about it that I did in that planter. I have more plants here. I cut back my hosta back there, and then I have this little shade loving. I put some more pansies and violas out here. A beautiful sage plant grows there in the summer. You can see it a little bit right here. I cut it back because it gets huge. My beautiful little tree here. More shade loving. I do need to take these out obviously because they're past their prime. But I added more there. I have more kind of like shade loving plants here. Let me see what exactly this is. I can tell you. This is a hydrangea, Endless Summer, the original hydrangea. So I put it in there. This is what my side area looks like. Okay, I have lots of children's items, which I'm going to show you where some of those are going to be going. I mentioned the yard cleanup that my son helped me do this weekend. I still am working on that. I have a cute little cozy bench here to sit on. This is a crepe myrtle tree. I planted it up in this container over the weekend. I have some cocoa coir in here that I'm just getting situated. Lots of stuff that's going to be moved out, taken to the Goodwill, places like that. Okay, I have my Goodwill pile over here and my taken to the dump pile. This is where I'm taking down the greenhouse. I'll put up a photo of what it used to look like. The only thing I have left to do back here before I put the ground cover is to decide whether or not I'm going to keep that tree. And these are peonies. I love them. They're absolutely beautiful. I was thinking about moving them, but that's going to be a lot of work. So I think I'm just going to start over. I'm going to chop them down and I'm just going to start over with new peonies in a new spot. I did add the fencing, which again, the fencing used to go from here all the way back there. But since I'm opening up this area to put more of this faux grass, and mainly to, I wanted my gardening area to be a little bit less hassle for me. So I didn't want to garden all back here. But also I'll let the kids play back here once I get it all cleaned up and the faux grass put back here. So these are things I'm not going to keep this, but all of these things, this smells so good. I'm gonna keep these items. I'm going to put them in this area behind the fencing. So that's what it looks like over here. Now let's go back over into the actual garden area. Okay, I'm going to be working on cleaning out this bin. It has lots of herbs in there, but I think I just want to get rid of them from this area. I'm going to put them in other pots. I have hydrangeas and the tree there. Let me get over here so you can see it better. The tree there, that is so cute. I've had it for quite a few years. I'm putting gravel all over here. I'm going to put some more plants there. I have another hydrangea in the pot. These are all herbs. Most of them will stay here. Some of them I will be putting on my shelving unit. I have some gomphrena there, but it's getting kind of cold. Here I have, I mentioned earlier this year when it bloomed, and I'll put a picture up of it. It's so pretty in the summer. And then another cover crop for this little container, which I'll probably do more. This is more of the microgreens. And then I have more. This is the type of, it's oregano. Did I say sage earlier? It's oregano, and this is what it looks like. It gets really big. So next year I probably will have to pot them up into something larger. But on these shelves, I'm just going to keep all of my terracotta, and then at the bottom, I'll put the herbs. I have some strawberry plants. I'm digging some from the ground because they have just tried to take over my yard. Jeez. And then I have a blackberry bush. In the summer, warmer months, it gets really, it grows out a lot. I had beautiful blackberries on in the summer. So I'm looking forward to that. I have some beans. Here's one. But there's beans there. Beautiful marigolds. I have more beans. I have some collards. And more collards are coming up there. They're so tiny. You see those? And then this shelf here is where I'll have more of my terracotta pots. We'll fill the shelves, and I'll put another herb pot down at the bottom. More mint, more collards. I have collard trees coming, and I'm going to put those ones, will be in the middle here, and then I'll put another tree collard here, and those are perennial, so I'm looking forward to that. This is another area where strawberries took over completely. I'm gonna get those out of here. Some I'm gonna save and put them in with my blackberry bush, and some will have to go. But yeah, that's where I am so far with my cleanup. Over here I have, I've planted out garlic. I don't eat a whole lot of garlic, but I do like to add a little bit of garlic to my meals. This is the patty pan squash. It's gonna be getting cold, so I don't know how long she's gonna last. I have just a couple more on there, but I think she's ready to go, and I'll plant something else in there. But that is what I have so far, and I'll show you what I do with my herbs inside, how I dry and prepare those. I also have a dehydrator, but I'll show you my favorite way to take care of them. Let's just go on in. All right. Excuse the jiggly. Lock the door. Okay. This is my laundry slash pantry room. And over here, this is where I hang my herbs to dry. It works out great. See that? How dry they get. And then you can just use something like a coffee grinder to just really pulverize them to be able to store in little jars and use. Okay, I think that's it for today's tour. I hope you guys have a great day. Until next time, mwah.